What's up, Bugles? It's Pete from Comics Bugle, and it's time for another closer look video. Let's walk together through mysterious green door, because today I'm gonna talk about one of the most anticipated omnibuses of this year. Today I'm gonna talk about Immortal Hulk Omnibus. But before I start, let me introduce you to our eShop, comicsbugle.com, your friendly neighborhood comic book shop in Europe. Except a great catalog of collected, deluxe and absolute editions, epic collections and omnibuses. We guarantee you eco-friendly Hulkproof packaging, free shipping in whole EU, and you can pre-order comic books now and pay for it later. You can also split full price in 4 separate payments because we know how expensive these books can be. So check it out, comicsbugle.com. Also, don't forget to smash the like and subscribe button. It doesn't cost you anything and it's mean the world to us. Also, check out TikTok and Instagram. Okay, let's check it out. The Immortal Hulk Omnibus, cover price 150 USD and have 1616 pages. This is massive omnibus. Let's add a small omnibuses tremble in fear. Okay, Marvel did a real great job with mapping this omnibus, and we get a whole all-evening saga as we should. Specifically, Immortal Hulk issues 0 to 50, Immortal Hulk the best defense, Defenders the best defense, Absolute Carnage Immortal Hulk, Immortal She-Hulk, King in Black Immortal Hulk Time of Monsters, Gamma Flight issue 1 through 5, and in material for Avengers 684. As usual, Marvel released this omnibus with 2 sets of covers. Here we have the direct market cover, so let's look at it. In the top we see the name of the title and absolutely beautiful art of Hulk's face done by one and only legendary Alex Ross. Here we have standard cover, and it's also a work of Alex Ross. As you can see, this one is a little bit more dynamic, when we see Hulk is breaking the chains. I need to say I love both of these covers. After all, Alex Ross is a legendary artist. When we look at the spine, we see classical Marvel Omnibus logo at the top, name of the title underneath it, name of the creators, and little devilish Hulk art at the bottom. In back cover, we see some of the story and list of issues collected in this omnibus. On the left side, we have classical Marvel Omnibus trope, little covers of issues in this book. What I find kind of strange is that we don't have covers of all issues collected in this omnibus. We have here only issues 1 through 50 of main Immortal Hulk series. Under the dash jacket is this crazy, horrifying art of Hulk in hell, and I just can't get lost in it. Love it so much. This is pure disturbing horror art. Awesome. When I open the omnibus, we have an opening page with another horrifying art, and I think this is just perfectly sets up what kind of series Immortal Hulk is. After that, we have credit page with list of creators who work on this omnibus. We see which chapter which art is done. After them, we get the story itself. In first 5 issues, I'll even start set up his Hulk saga in a really slow pace. Some of my friends even dropped series after first paperback because of it, but that was a big mistake if you ask me. Ewing had a unique approach to the series by these days standards, in which most series are written with intention of being published in collected editions. Ewing trying to make every issue standalone story as possible, and setting an epic saga in the same time. In first issues, Hulk travels from one small city to another, and in local bars and gas station, he gets involved in local dramas. If we are familiar with 90s TV show Kung Fu The Legend Continues, in which main character played by the late and great David Carradine travels across country and helps local people, this is the feeling I have from start of Immortal Hulk series. After 3 issues, we learn Hulk himself is driven by mysterious urge toward dark and even more mysterious force, and I don't want to give you any spoilers, so I don't go any specifics, but I will tell you one thing. Immortal Hulk is like no other Hulk stories you ever read before, probably like no other comic books you ever read in general. Things you will see here and events you will witness here, oh my god. Al Ewing have one hell of a dark mind, and Joe Bennett, who done art in most of this omnibus, done astonishing work with capturing these nightmares. Those 2 guys work together as a charm, and I'm happy to enjoy their team effort. At one hand, Ewing explores Hulk's mind and his many personalities, opening deep and hard philosophic themes in opening pages and in voice-overs, leading story in unexpected turns and places, and on the other hand is Joe Bennett with his hypnotic body horror art, like from Carpenter's Thing or Raimi's Evil Dead movies. Like I said, Immortal Hulk is a story like no other, but Ewing honored the past of the whole Hulk history and mythology. He used it a lot, and he doesn't afraid to explore it. Fortunately, he do it in very readily friendly ways. When he brings something from old Hulk runs, very often from Peter David's legendary run, which by the way was released in several omnis, and also his vision of post-apocalyptic Hulk version MAESTRO gets his own omnibus in September. So when Ewing reaches in the past, reader who doesn't read the old stories doesn't feel lost or confused. Ewing reveal everything important for us at the moment and only grow our appetite for reading those comic books later. The reader is happy and doesn't feel like he's missing something out from actual story and is only hyped out to read older stuff. And that's how writers should work with rich mythology and history of beloved character. I need to mention issue 25 of Immortal Hulk series. This one have a really strange vibe, and I wasn't actually really happy about it. Don't get me wrong, it is absolutely fantastic standalone issue, but in the middle of series, after epic cliffhanger and change of status quo of the whole story, we get an issue which doesn't have nothing to do with the story. Instead of horror comic book, we get a still great sci-fi story, but this change of atmosphere undermined my reading experience. I know it was only one issue, and it is, like I said, fantastic one-shot, which sort of fin in the whole saga later, but still, it threw me out of track for a moment. Besides issue 25, we also get 2 tiny issues to Venom events, Absolute Carnage and King in Black. This, on the other hand, doesn't disrupt anything and even combine them in this whole run perfectly. In second half of this run, like I mentioned before, even changed the status quo and overall tone of the series for a little. Don't be afraid, it is still honest and awesome horror ride, but even starts to pull philosophy and psychology more often. Me personally, I actually like when comic books carry some opinion and aren't only fun action stories. Great stories always carry more than action, and great writers doesn't hesitate to share their beliefs in their work. Remember Jack Kirby, huh? After finale of Immortal Hulk series, which not everyone really loved, we get a miniseries Gamma Flight in which we see how this group of anti-heroes, which we know from the main series, deal with consequences of the finale. No spoilers here, so I don't want to talk about it more. After that, we get a load of bonus materials. We start with introduction written by Jeff Lemire, in which he tells us how he always wanted to write Hulk and why he doesn't anymore. After that, some notes from creators, our evening opening word to letter page of first issue, and after that we got classical sketches and concept arts. And of course, we have a variant cover gallery. And everyone who loves variants can spend much time on those pages. And that's all. Immortal Hulk Omnibus is awesome and horrifying body horror ride, and probably one of the best Hulk stories ever told. It is truly an adult story, and if you want from comic books something more than just fun and action, which Immortal Hulk has plenty, try this series. It is truly one of the kind comic books. If the Immortal Hulk Omnibus catch your attention, you can order your own copy in our eShop, comicsbugle.com. You can find direct link below this video. And that's all for today. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to smash the like and subscribe button so you won't miss out any of our future videos. In comment section down below, let us know what collected editions and omnibuses would you like to see in our future videos. See you later, Bugles.